Okay. Well, hi, y'all. Thanks for joining DFW SEM. This month, we have a special speaker that we flew in from California to talk to you about fake and online reviews. But before I kick it over to him, I'd like to introduce y'all to the DFW SEM if y'all aren't familiar. So we are actually in our 18th year of being search engine marketers. We're the oldest group in the country. And this wouldn't be possible without a bunch of people, including our treasurer, Bart Peters, our secretary, Jenna Williams, our VP of State of Search and Hospitality, Chris O'Connor, our VP of Membership and Registration, Kevin Adams, our VP of Sponsorship, Jordan Pearson, our VP of Communications, Casey Watkins, and our board member at large, Tim Shane, which you'll actually hear him today. And if you want to help out with DFW SEM, if you participated in the past and want to join again, we would love to have you. So you can just talk to a board member, or you can email us at membership@dfwsem.org. And these meetings wouldn't be possible without some help from City Central. It's a co-working space up in North Dallas. It is an excellent facility if you are looking to avoid the office, but also avoid your home. So go ahead and check them out. Super conveniently located, very clean facilities, 10 out of 10 would recommend. We actually held State of Search here this year, or last year. And speaking of State of Search, the speaker pitches are open. So if you think you have what it takes to be a State of Search speaker, go ahead and go to stateofsearch.org and pitch to speak to us. And if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, there's still some time before the early bird price raises. So go ahead and get them now. You can go stateofsearch.org and get your State of Search tickets. We mentioned that members save more with your State of Search ticket. And if you're interested in membership, then go ahead and you can email us. We've got a couple of different membership options. And so you can be virtual, you can be in person, you can be hybrid. Wherever you want to be, we want you here. And we have recently revived the job board. So if you're one of the many people looking to hire or looking for a job, let us know and we can post it on the DFW SEM website and get you some quality candidates. Next month, we're going to discover secrets to building a brand with Jeff Crilly. So yeah, that's one you don't want to miss. And our presentation today right now is Can You Trust Online Reviews with Curtis Boyd. So this was actually done in partnership with the Better Business Bureau. And there is no one better to talk about the Better Business Bureau than our board member, Tim Shane. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to him.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Shane. I've been involved with the DFW SEM for about 11 years. My first meeting I was actually working as a salesperson for the Dallas Better Business Bureau. And over the last 11 years, I can tell you, if you are thinking about a great resource for making good relationships, making great connections, and learning things that help you do anything in the digital landscape, DFW SEM has been very, very valuable to me in the last 11 years. And that's why I try to help out as much as I can, being a board member at large and any other, capacity that I can be of help. The other aspect, too, is I've also been working closely with Better Business Bureaus across the country. And this came up in a cooperation with the Better Business Bureau of New Mexico and Southwest Colorado. We were going to do this as a separate webinar, and we thought it would be a good idea to bring everybody in here, especially with the topic that we're talking about. Last year, we had a speaker named Jason Brown who talked about fighting fake reviews and review fraud. And I've been helping, accredited businesses with the BBB over the last year with that. And Curtis Boyd, our speaker tonight, reached out to me on LinkedIn. And one of the first things I asked him was like, hey, do you know Jason Brown? And he was like, yeah, he's on my team. And so Curtis and I became fast friends, and I thought this would be a really, really great opportunity to speak to all of you. So thank you so much for being here tonight, virtually and in person. And let's have a warm welcome for our speaker, Mr. Curtis Boyd.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm super pumped to be here and to talk to you guys about fake reviews. I just have to push a button to get to my presentation. Let's see here. I apologize. I am terrible with technology other than programming it. Just touching buttons is a, sorry about that. There we go. All right. I just have to click that one, right? To go to the next slide.
Yes, so that should be the screens. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah, today, can you trust online reviews? Short answer is not really, but I think a lot of people know that. I mean, there's a huge place for online reviews in today's market, right? It helps us make decisions, purchasing decisions. The more you look into online reviews, the more you're going to find dirt. The more you're going to find that online reviews are less and less credible. So my presentation today is how to look into reviews, how to spot the dirt, how do you separate the difference between a real review and a fake review. Quick intro before I get into today's talk. I want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. My career started about 9 years ago. I was a student nurse in a hospital. I was in my last semester of nursing school. I was precepting in the ER when one day a doctor came down to the unit and he was in a terrible mood and he ruined my day. And I'm like, doctor, what's going on with you today? You seem like a mess. And he said, Curtis, I had a fake review ruin my private practice. I've had 10, 15 lost consultations this week. I was like, doctor, that's not bad. Like I owe $32,000 in student loans. Like your life is good. And he said, Curtis, you know, I can appreciate that, but like, this is terrible for me. Look, if you could take care of this negative fake review for me, I will take care of your student loans. I was like, seriously? Doctor, this is $32,000. He's like, absolutely. So I ended up accepting the challenge. My mom worked at the hospital, said he was a stand-up guy. And for the next 48, 72 hours, I did everything I could to get this fake review removed. I got nowhere. I was making phone calls, threats, emails, you name it. I was doing what I thought was everything in my power. I had about $900 in my bank account at the time. I bought a plane ticket to San Francisco and I staked employees as they walked in and out of that building. And I said, excuse me, do you work here? I need help removing a review. It's a fake review for a doctor in LA. They're like, what's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Are you homeless? Are you hungry? And I no, I'm not. I'm a student nurse. I'm trying to help this doctor remove his fake review. Can you help me? And a lot of people were like, no, get out of here. But I kept approaching people, more and more people. And one person, I asked them, and I could tell they knew, but they didn't want to help me. That gave me hope that it could be done. So I stayed another day. I was 22, 23 years old at the time. I was having a blast, you know. And I checked into a hostel, stayed another day. Finally, on the third day, a young girl showed me how to successfully dispute a review. She took me to Starbucks, sat down with me, showed me how to get a fake review successfully removed. 48 hours later, I had a check for $32,000 and a new perspective on what I was going to do with my future, how to serve people outside of taking care of them in a hospital. That doctor happened to be on the board of directors for the entire physician network. Before I graduated from nursing school, I had over 750 clients and a new CPA learning how to start a business. And I ended up managing the reputation for every doctor at that hospital. One physician network turned into a few. And before I know it, I'm super busy and I'm delegating and I'm learning how to run a business, and it got a bit out of control. A lot of people that I trained on how to do this ended up going somewhere else and doing other things, which is normal and it's fine. God bless them. I hope they're still doing well today. But it prompted me to figure out what I was going to do. And so I ended up listening to Elon Musk talk about how AI is going to change the world. And I asked myself, could AI do what I do? Look at reviews and determine if they're real or fake, legitimate, or can be removed? I was like, totally could. So I ended up saying, you know what, if anyone's going to replace myself, it's going to be me. And I went back to school to learn how to code. I ended up building a software company called Objection Co. that identifies illegitimate reviews for businesses to see if they can be removed. Been running that company for about 6 years now. Ended up having a lot of the same conversations. A business owner would call me, say, hey, I got a negative review. Can you help me remove it? I'd ask them the same question. Is it real? Yeah, it's real, but it's hurting my business. I'm sorry, like we don't want to remove real reviews. That's not what we remove. Fake reviews, like illegitimate reviews. And then they'd say, okay, you know what? Maybe you can just post me about 40 or 50 reviews. That'd be great. Maybe you could just post them for me, right? I'll pay you money. You post them, you give me 50 reviews. No, that's not what we do. That's not what my business is about. My business is about removing illegitimate reviews, right? Stuff that isn't real. And anyway, I looked into a lot of those business profiles for these business owners, and I realized I started to question the legitimacy of online reviews in general. I'm like, wow, I think that these are fake. Like, anyone else agree with me? Like, if you looked at a lot of these reviews, like, come on, that's not real. There's no way that could be real. And I realized that there were no tools to detect fake positive reviews. So I went back to school again for data science and machine learning. There we go. So fast forward another slide. I ended up working on a data set to learn how to understand the behavior and content of reviews. Ended up spending a fortune from learning from not only some of the smartest people, but spent a fortune on buying data from people who sell fake reviews. I went to India to purchase fake reviews from people who sell them. Bought about 500,000 of them. They literally just sold out their clients. They're like, here you go. So anyway, put together a huge database of fake reviews so I can understand their behavior, their content, right? What it looks like and smells like and breathes like, but train algorithms and machine learning and AI how to do all this. Ended up building a company called The Transparency Company, and we launched about 4 months ago. So what exactly is the problem that is out there, right? Fake reviews. They are everywhere. In 2020 and 2021, Google alone disclosed that they removed 130 million fake reviews. That's 180,000 fake reviews per day. And in my opinion, it's just the tip of the iceberg, right? That's just Google, not Amazon or Facebook or Yelp or Trustpilot or TripAdvisor. Like on average, 500,000 reviews are removed a day. Most people have no idea that there are that many fake reviews being published, let alone removed. If you think about it, you think a fake review, okay, how much does that cost online in the black market? 10, 20, maybe $50. And on Google, 180,000 are being published and removed per day. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, fake reviews. It's a huge, huge industry that most people just have no idea that it's even aware of. So just so you guys know, it's a massive problem. It's a massive industry, and it's a dirty one that no one likes to talk about, especially big tech. It's never been more accessible. I know a few people here, literally in the last few days, including myself, who have been solicited to purchase fake reviews. People reaching out saying, hey, would you like 10 reviews, maybe 25? We got a great initial offer, 25 bucks, 50 bucks, right? And you could pay it, and they will publish those reviews, right? Oh, your competitors are doing it. Everyone's doing it. Come on, just give me a shot. I'd love to earn your business, right? It's a nightmare in the long run. Short term, sure, it might increase profits. Short term, sure, it might seem like a great idea. But as technology continues to evolve and as organizations start to evolve their protocols and evolve their practices and coming down hard on fake reviews, those assets just became massive liabilities, huge liabilities. And I'll talk a little bit today on exactly how big of a liability fake reviews are. When people think of spam fighting, like when taking action on Google to go after competitors or go after fake stuff, most people think keyword listing spam. And for a lot of non-tech folks out there, essentially what it is people changing the name of your business from the name of your business to the name of your business plus the city you're in plus the keyword that maybe you want to rank for, right? That's generally what people think of when it comes to spam. But now review spam is much more detectable using modern tools, finding spam behavior rather than looking at the name of a listing, thinking about it from a reviews perspective. All right, let's talk about what do fake reviews look like. This is an example profile here. You have someone writing reviews all over the world. That's not really a problem in itself. People travel, right? People go from A to Z. On TripAdvisor, that's normal. Like you'd expect to see that. But you don't expect to see that much of it on Google. You see it sometimes, but you don't see it like this. If you take a look at the types of businesses that they're reviewing, you definitely want to take a look at category diversity. If you see a reviewer profile and they're reviewing 7 dentists, should be like, how many teeth did you need to have pulled out this year, right? I mean, and you see that all the time. You see random categories over and over: home service companies, doctors, lawyers, and you'll see, oh, what do you know? There's a marketing firm who specializes in doctors or lawyers, and now and when they buy reviews for all of their clients, the person who sells fake reviews uses the same profiles, right? And we'll get into that. It's called review pod analysis. These are all fake reviews, in my opinion. They wrote reviews for this law firm here, and they also wrote reviews. So this law firm, by the way, is in California, Southern California, right? So 4 different people wrote reviews for this attorney in Southern California, and they also reviewed the USA Vein Clinic in Philadelphia. Do you know what the odds of just one person of hiring a criminal defense attorney in Southern California and going to a vein clinic is in Pennsylvania? The odds are very low. But when you have 4 of them, they become astronomically large. We do a bit of statistical analysis. It's in the billions, which is terrible. And then when you see even more of it on an existing profile, it becomes even more clear that this is fake. This is synthetic. This doesn't happen in real life. When you see the same 4 people writing reviews for the same 7 companies, that's fake. Like that doesn't happen. You might see it here and there, and that's okay. But these are review pods. And what's scary about review pods is that when business owners buy fake reviews, it doesn't necessarily mean their company has to be audited. If one of the other companies that are in their pod, that are in this network that also got a review gets audited, their business now gets the spotlight. Oh, so you're in that network, huh? I audited this company, but guess what? Now I discovered that this company also does fake reviews, right? So you might think, oh, what are the chances of me getting caught? Someone has to audit my business. No. The odds are much higher than that. In fact, they're about 40 to 50 times higher because of review pods. NLP analysis. Now, what the heck is NLP? Natural language processing. It's AI, it's machine learning, right? It's what allows computers to understand human English and other languages, but it allows computers to understand the relationship between words, usually in pre-trained formats called transformers. Like if you think of the word Jack and Queen, they assign a numeric value to the relationship between Jack and Queen, or between Sacramento and California. Those are 2 words. Now there's a numeric value between those things. Imagine billions of words with their own unique relationship value. In a nutshell, that's kind of what NLP is. It's understanding the relationship between words given a numeric value, so that now we can create mathematical formulas and algorithms to understand the breakdown between sentences and paragraphs and so on and so on. So NLP, we use it at our company to understand authorship, right? If a business has 100 reviews, there should be 100 unique authors. There should be 100 unique human beings who just wrote a review. Now, our NLP can tell you how many times one person decided to use multiple profiles, right, and author multiple reviews. So we might find 30 reviews on a profile. We can tell you, yes, one person authored 28 of them. And we can tell you exactly which ones they are. So it's pretty cool. All right, I would love to show you guys what a transparency report looks like. And for those of you, if I didn't introduce myself well enough, I'm the founder of the Transparency Company. A transparency report is essentially a 400 to 400 page document. This is an example of a doctor in Australia with fake reviews. And the first page is generally a cover page. It shows you the name of the business, the pass or fail badge. The second page is really an analytics page that tells you what are the numbers, how many real, how many fake, like what's going on here, what are the details of this particular profile and how many reviews are real and fake. And then it goes over the why behind it, the data behind why we're saying, or why we're accusing of this doctor in real life of having fake reviews, right? That's a serious accusation. It's not one that we take lightly, not one that we dismiss. It's when we say these people have fake reviews, we usually have a tremendous amount of data to support that, as there's a fair amount of liability in doing it. Now, there's also a really cool map section where we show what other parts of the world they're writing reviews, right, for every single business that we audit. And then there's other factors here like the review pod analysis, which I kind of went over, and our NLP, and then stuff like low profile engagement metrics. How many first-time reviewers do we have here? Like, if it's 100% of them, it's kind of a red light, but 50%, no big deal. 25%, no big deal. So there's a lot of different metrics we look for in order to make this overall prediction. Now, these are the actual review pods for this business. So what a review pod is, I kind of talked about it before. It's the same 2 authors writing reviews for the same 2 or more businesses. All 6 of these people here, which are links and we can click on, wrote reviews for this Australian doctor and this astrologer in Canada. What are the odds, right? Maybe the astrologer predicted they need plastic surgery in Australia. This doctor be great for you, right? But then it gets even more comical. They had their cars repaired in the UAE, United Arab Emirates, or maybe needed some internet broadband over in India. That's when we get really suspicious, right? So, like I said, it doesn't have to be necessarily your company being audited. If you buy fake reviews, now all of a sudden, all these companies are implicated. Every single one of them just got busted. They're now in our database, and we caught them, right? They're fake. They're buying fake reviews. There's no way else to land on this list unless they're writing reviews for people who aren't their customers. We do that. We do see that occasionally. They'll write reviews for people who aren't even their customers, just try to make their accounts look a bit more real and synthetic, maybe local reviews. But for the most part, all customers. And if you guys want to see what it looks like in reality, what I can do here is click. Like I said, these are all links, right? So you can see things for yourself if anyone ever wanted to take a look on the report. All right, let's see here. Another thing is we do have a free Chrome extension. If you go Chrome Transparency Company, most likely it'll be right here. There it is, Transparency for Chrome. We have a Chrome extension where you can, in minutes, point and click and find out whether a business has real or fake reviews. We let you do 1 scan per week, totally free, and understand it's really built for consumers, but we built it for people who also want to do maybe some competitor analysis, for people who want to understand a bit more about multi-location businesses, right? And maybe understand, hey, are we playing by the rules? Does our boss know that we've got some of these suspicious ones? So it's a really good tool for self-auditing as well as competitor analysis, and it's available right now. So let's see here. Do I have any more? I think I've got one more slide here. Oh no, it looks like I removed the thank you slide, but yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I hope today was really eye-opening. I hope today you guys learned a bit more about what fake reviews look like, how they present themselves, and of course a product that can help you do more research if that's interesting to you. I know it's very interesting to me, and it's becoming more interesting to people like the FTC and the Attorney General's office and other organizations that believe in ethical marketing, like the Better Business Bureau. So anyways, thanks again so much for having me, you guys, and letting me talk. Happy to answer any questions. I don't know if there's Q&A. Awesome.
Yeah, well, I put it out there on YouTube. People who are watching ask if they had any questions, and nobody's talked.
We got one in the back.
Yeah, what's the likelihood of a person doing, especially the review pod, being a generic like a Gmail or Hotmail versus a business email?
Okay, so the question is what are the chances of a generic email being used on the account profile leaving fake reviews? Right. I have no data on the email addresses on the back end. Only Google would have that data, and Google refuses to to talk to me. So, like other websites are happy to talk, big ones. I've had really great conversations with the people at Yelp, Trustpilot, TripAdvisor. Google refuses to talk with us about it. So,
And what do you do with this? If you like, so you caught all these other people that are associated with one place. Are you turning them into different companies?
yeah, so each company would have their own unique PDF report. Absolutely, and it probably looks similar.
So you take like this network you found, go to Google or different places and say, here, we found all of this?
So if you were doing competitor analysis, and the question was, what can you do with the data? Like once you find a review pod of a bunch of people with fake reviews, what can you do with it? So you can submit this information to Google through, there's 3 different ways. You can submit it directly through the Google Business Profile Help Community. It was GMB, right? Now it's the Google Business Profile Help Community. You can create a ticket, which is like a thread, and you can say, hey, I've got data on a business with fake reviews, right? And then you can get administrator eyeballs that way. And generally, you can get extra help from a Google product expert, people who moderate that help community. The second way you could do it is actually through your mobile phone, not through desktop. So if you go on your mobile phone and you go to a business's reviews and you click on a business's profile, you can actually flag Google profiles through your phone. And then if you have like a copy paste to the transparency report or to another report, right, that's hosted through a link, you can just include that link on the mobile phone. It's not available on computers. The ability to flag Google profiles, it's only available through your mobile app, Google Maps through your phone. And we're getting good results going about it that way. So those are generally the 2 best ways to let Google know about this. There's 3 actions that we've seen them take. Actually 4. First one is they don't do anything. No, that's not fake. Those aren't fake. Nothing to see here. Those reviews aren't fake, right? The second being, yeah, those are fake. Gone. They're gone. The third one is, you know what? Not only do we think those ones are fake, we think they're all fake. Complete wipe. People going from 900 reviews, maybe 40 fake reviews, to 0 reviews in a week. It's devastating.
It is.
So devastating. And then also the last is suspension, just full suspension. Disappears off the map until your quality score improves. So you got to do a reinstatement. It's not great. Oh, we got to.
One question.
If you discover, so there's a few things you can do with competitor data, right? The first one is actually submitting it to Google. Now we have some clients who are like, that's not good enough. This is, especially with attorneys, this is a licensed professional who had to apply to a state bar of some state, and every single state, fake reviews are illegal and against the code of conduct for almost every single licensed professional. I know for a fact that in the state of California, we're about to see a licensed attorney probably lose their license very soon over fake reviews. And I think that's going to be the case with other states moving forward. But you can report them not only to Google, you can report them to the licensing agents and say, hey, I've got evidence of fake reviews. This is serious. They're defrauding my community. I don't take this lightly. I'd like you to do something about that. And we're actually seeing the state boards, state bars, both medical and legal, taking action on this. So the third thing that we have also seen are publishers, the LA Times, right? In San Francisco just last week, great article on a company with fake reviews. You send this report to a reporter, they're going to ask you questions about it. They're going to say, can I use this? Can I use this? We get that question more and more now. You can absolutely use these reports and get an article written about it. They may decide to disclose the name of the competitor. They may not. But either way, it's not great for your competitor. So that's the last thing that they could do. It's a bit competitive. It's kind of it's pretty an aggressive tactic. But honestly, I mean, it's for a good reason, right? I mean, they only publish these things for good reason. It deserves to be there. It's an interesting story. Like, there's no place in our society for fake reviews, in my opinion. So, yeah. You might be able to get more market share back to your company if you deserve it. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, he had a follow-up question for you. If Google finds a company uses fake reviews, will they penalize them beyond removing reviews?
Yeah, so from my experience, there's two other things outside of just removing the fake ones that we've flagged and identified. They'll do a complete wipe, all your reviews gone, which is like devastating. I mean, you're starting from scratch with now an algorithm that's prejudiced against you, right? So, yeah, you don't want that. And then the other manual action is suspension, and then even removals. But that's part of the suspension. It's like if you're unable to get reinstated, it's really just a removal. They'll remove that business listing. A lot of businesses, as you guys know, will create extra listings that aren't real, right? And then they'll also put fake reviews on those listings because they're trying to get reviews maybe for their main listing. And so what happens a lot is the other listing will get flagged for fake reviews now, and that they'll never come back. That listing's gone. No matter how much time you put into getting it or how many loopholes you went through to get that new listing up there, it's gone now.
So outside of the licensing boards, have any of your clients reported directly to the FTC, or is that?
Yeah. From my experience, the FTC only goes after really big companies because
Okay.
yeah, they have limited ability to listen to everybody, and they like to make statements, really big ones. The last one was $4.2 million 2 weeks ago when they fined Fashion Nova over reviews. Yeah, so if you look up Fashion Nova FTC, you'll see that they just fined them $4.2 million for their reviews problem. The FTC doesn't mess around. You get in the FTC's attention, you're a big company, and they're gonna hit you hard. It's very serious. The smaller companies, your local landscaper, your local doctor and lawyer, they're more likely to be sued by the local attorney general's office and get notices from them. And just 2 weeks ago in the state of Arizona, they announced a settlement of $150,000 for fake reviews, just fake reviews. They sued a company just for fake reviews, and in 8 weeks they got a settlement. That's fast. That's aggressive. So anyways, yeah, I hope that answers that question.
So were you seeing fake reviews more in some industries than in others? I would assume.
I could answer that.
Yeah, so we actually did a study about this that we published with a company called Uberall. It's called the State of Online Review Fraud, where we studied. They hired us to evaluate 4 million reviews across Google, Yelp, TripAdvisor, and Facebook in 20 different cities and in 20 different industries. And if you guys like, I can send you the link to this. But it's called the State of Online Review Fraud with Transparency and Uberall. But what we found is that certainly certain industries had much higher rates of review fraud. Or if you compare like pharmacies, right? They dispense very, very few, like not much review fraud, right? When you compare it to garage door companies or locksmith.
I knew he was going to say that.
Garage doors, locksmiths, home services in general, cosmetic surgeons, cosmetic dentists, you name it, just riddled with review fraud. It's really bad. As high as 20% of every review for those categories on Google.
Higher than that.
Yeah.
Do you have any insight into, is it more the business owners really being malicious, or they're working with agencies that are using black hat, basically? Whether, how many, do they really know, or are they looking for this service, or is it just something they bought into because they're not working with the best?
Yeah. So the question was, is the business owner aware of if they have fake reviews or not? Right? Kind of.
Well, I would imagine some, but I mean, do you know how much of it? Well,
No.
Answer.
No, I don't know specifically how many, like what percentage of business owners are aware of how they got fake reviews. But I have conversations with business owners almost every single day, and sometimes 10 times a day. But most of the conversation, it's, I had no idea. We're really embarrassed about this. I didn't know that I had fake reviews. It was my old marketing director who we fired 2 years ago. It was that Indian SEO company, that outsourced international company that we hired last year, and we got rid of them real quick because we didn't like the way things were going. They'll blame it on someone other than themselves. But it doesn't matter how the fake reviews got there. The problem is that they're still there, and they're still being used in your marketing and advertising and deceiving people, right? These fake reviews are still deceiving people. So the problem isn't necessarily how it got there. The problem is that they're still there. And we got a new question. If Google finds if you find fake reviews made about you, can you disavow them? Well, that's an interesting word. It's not like a link, in your Google Search Console that you can upload a list of and say, I don't like these backlinks, right? In this case, you have to make a case to Google and say, hey, Google, I don't know who wrote this for me. I'm uncomfortable with it being on my listing. I would really appreciate it if you could just remove it without admitting any liability, without saying, hey, Google, I purchased this fake review. I wouldn't say that. I would say, Google, I don't know who these people are. I don't want low quality reviews on my listing. I'm not comfortable with it on my listing. I really appreciate you taking it down. And we actually have a service that we do this. It's called the Review Remediation Program. It's on our site where we help business owners clean up their fake reviews, where we have a Google product expert. His name's Jason Brown. He's very good at what he does, and he will go in there and snip out those fake reviews without doing long-term damage to your listing and your reputation, very discreetly. And so, yeah, I would highly recommend that.
So do you find that it's more effective to report the profiles or report the reviews?
So on your mobile app, it's going to be reporting the profiles, and then on the Google Business Profile Community Center, it's going to be reporting the reviews.
Okay.
Yep. So it's just the same thing. It's just a little bit different the way you have to go about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but both get great results. Yeah.
So I actually have a specific example in mind. I work for a large healthcare organization, and we have a doctor who has received, it's a fake review. The doctor didn't treat him, but we can't get Google to remediate it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this one of those things where even though we flagged it 8 different ways into Sunday, that it's probably just better to go through a professional company and have y'all take care of it?
Because if you think about this, also something that's really cool about your mobile app that most people don't realize is that Google on your mobile app will show you the number of impressions that each review has gotten, right? It will show you the amount of times a review has been read. So now that's being used as evidence, especially when you have fake reviews, because now we can see how many times those fake reviews have been read. So if you have a fake review at your organization, you go on your mobile app and you see a few hundred people have read it, absolutely, I'd highly encourage you to hire a professional to get it removed, because it's likely that hundreds more will read it and hundreds more could be deceived, right? Could be misled, right? So I would. Yeah.
Pass your name along.
Okay,
That opens the door to
Really?
SEO, doesn't it?
you just blew my mind.
Oh,
Really.
yeah.
I mean, on your phone, seeing how many impressions people, I
We
didn't know that.
we actually programmed a workaround. So now in our new report, starting in 2 weeks, you're going to see how many impressions each review has gotten in the transparency report. And if it's a fake review, at least we're labeling it as fake, you'll see how many fake review impressions your business has had in total, so you can know how, like, if you think about quantifying the problem, like, sure, we know how many fake reviews there are in these industries and in these cities, but how many people are reading these fake reviews? Now we can actually answer that. We can tell you exactly how many impressions these reviews have generated, how many times real reviews have been read, how many times fake reviews have been read, and also start to compare things like what reviews get more impressions, like legal versus healthcare, or hospitality versus auto, right? And we can start to see how many consumers are reading reviews. So it's pretty interesting stuff.
So do y'all also do reviews for, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Do y'all also do reviews for apps?
No, just Google for now. Our roadmap includes a few other local business sites, but we're keeping it to local businesses, brick and mortar businesses, doctors, lawyers, contractors, hotels, surgeons, things like that.
Okay.
So we talked about this afternoon, but I don't remember hearing you say it specifically, exactly what is the cost if you get caught?
Oh yeah.
I think this is an important information, especially for small businesses, that they understand that if they get caught with fake reviews, how much it could cost you.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, I had the pleasure to interview the CEO of the Better Business Bureau California and the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, director of marketing and advertising practices, attorney Michael Atlason. So I got to interview them both, and the FTC director rolled out the new plans for finding businesses for fake positive reviews. And we recorded this interview. It's available if you just Google it, but it's $46,000 per fake review. 46K per fake review. You have 10 fake reviews, it's $500,000. You have 100 fake reviews, $4.6 million. And in Fashion Nova's case, it's $4.2 million, but it's real. They got hit. So, yeah.
Doesn't this open up the door to negative SEO?
Oh, that door's been open. So the question was, doesn't this open the door to negative SEO, right? Like you publishing fake reviews for your competitors. Yeah, it totally does. But people have been doing that for a while, mostly negative reviews for their competitors. But it's like, what's to stop you from publishing fake positive reviews for your competitors? Yeah, it's happening. We're already starting to see it.
So do you ever find fake negative reviews?
Yeah, absolutely. Generally, people who buy fake negative reviews are also, for their competitors, are also purchasing fake positive reviews for themselves. Think of it as an upsell, right? It starts with a conversation. Hey, would you like to buy some fake reviews or maybe some backlinks or something else really spammy? And then they get you on that. And then they upsell you with maybe reviews for your own business. And then it turns into, hey, this has been going pretty good. We got you more reviews. How would you like to do some fake negative reviews for your competitors? What they realized is that they could charge 10 times the price. $5 for your business, 50 for your competitor, and people paid it all day. People paid it all day. So if you got attacked with fake negative reviews, look for a competitor with fake positive reviews. Most likely someone who just recently entered the market of within the last year or two, a company that's brand new. That's most likely your culprit. We're really good at finding them. We're really good at finding them.
You commonly see like ones that I see some like local businesses with like 4.5 stars, so hundreds of reviews. Is that like almost a surefire? That's probably not right.
No.
You see some that are like legit and they found ways to do that.
That's right. There are some amazing review solicitation softwares out there, especially for busy companies. Then they can get really good at generating lots of real reviews pretty quickly. There's also companies who are really good at training their employees to get the reviews in person at the end of an experience, at the end of an installation, a paint job, you name it. Like, they will go out of their way to do an amazing job, which is what you should be doing. But then they're really good at saying, hey, like, would you mind spending a few minutes with me right now and just sharing your experience? I'll get my phone out. Like, we'll use your phone, however you want to do it. We're going to get this review done. And a lot of business owners are paying employees, not the customers, right? They're like, hey, I'll give you $25, $50 if you can get a review from this customer today, if you can earn it. That's a good thing. Like, that's not a bad thing. Now, maybe trying to force a customer in person, maybe not the best thing, but either way, like, that's a real experience. It's a real customer. No issues with that. The problem is when you pay, like, I love it, the idea of paying your employees to deliver exceptional experiences. Like, you're investing in your own company, you're investing in your employees, versus the businesses that are investing in overseas freelancers to get those reviews. There is a huge difference in the quality and the outcome between those two businesses, right? There are night and day differences normally, like the types of businesses who pay freelancers overseas versus the companies that pay their employees to generate good experiences. And as a consumer, you don't know who to choose up front. It's like, they both have great reviews. Who am I going to go with? So that's why we do this. We really want the consumers to not have to worry about, like, who should I hire? Who's going to give me the better outcome? It's a business with real reviews. Yeah. Well, this was fun. I loved all the questions. I love questions. Do you ever find fake? Yeah, lots of them.
Anything else? Did you all learn something today?
Oh yeah, I'm getting ready to give some people.
Is anything happening that's kind of a consequence to the companies that are doing the fake reviews?
Yes. So the transparency company is about 5 months old, but in 5 months, I've been able to start working with an attorney general's office, the FTC, as well as organizations that really care about the ethical ways of ethical marketing. So progress absolutely is being made. People are being made aware of this technology, that the ability to audit companies at scale. We can audit almost 4,000 companies a day. Yeah, which is pretty awesome. So yes, like everything, things take time to evolve and get into like written protocols, especially with governments, especially with large organizations. But there's been a ton of progress, and I'm super proud of it. I wish it would happen yesterday, but that's not the world we live in. But yeah.
Sorry, so let's say you got the $46,000 fine to the company who bought the fake review.
Yeah.
But then there's the company who created the fake review. Is that fine also being levied to that company?
Oh, well,
separately?
that freelancer overseas is never going to be contacted. It's outside of jurisdiction. Like normally these people are in Bangladesh and Vietnam, in Pakistan, in China, and India. No, there's very little chance of them being impacted.
Do companies like Google, are they like going, okay, there's this network, we can identify them and start filtering their traffic more? I don't know.
You know, I've written articles about this on a website called Near Media, and the article is called Brand Pimping. Yeah, use our brand, big brand, pay us money. You can use fake reviews if you want to, just pay us money. And so I call it brand pimping, like use our brand, pay us money. But it's my opinion that some of these tech companies are too busy printing money. In this case, last year, I think it was $282 billion to really care, pay or do much. If you think about it, most people who use Google don't pay them money, right? You get to use a search engine that's really fast and works pretty well for the most part. Who pays Google money? Business owners pay Google money. Yeah. So business owners pay Google money almost exclusively. And it's billions and billions of dollars a year.
So which third-party site or search engine, like if we're looking at Google, Facebook, TripAdvisor, all those, who do you think cracks down the hardest on fake reviews? Or I guess I should rephrase that. Who do you think has the best threshold where the fake reviews don't get through as much?
Oh, that's a great question. From research, it's Yelp and TripAdvisor.
I wouldn't agree with that.
Well, would love to have a conversation about that, of course.
We can.
But from our research on the 4 websites that we've audited with a pretty decent sample size of 4 million, we found that TripAdvisor and Yelp had the lowest amount of fake reviews. Yeah, and it had the best auditing technology built in.
So even though Yelp has been maybe accused in the past of suppressing the good reviews.
Totally.
They do, I'm sorry, they do.
Reviews,
Well, so
not fake reviews.
I think the Yelp 5 years ago is different than the Yelp today, and I think that they do the best job preventing business owners from publishing fake positive reviews on their listings. And then in second place, I give it to TripAdvisor. Yeah, that's just my opinion, though.
It's third. Facebook and Google.
Neither of them get third. Those guys, neither of them.
So we have one more question. How much does it cost?
Oh.
How much do you cost?
Oh, so our team, depends what you want to do. You know, if you want to audit a few companies, you could do a subscription for like $6.99 per month, and you can audit a few companies. If you want to audit a lot of companies, you can spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars a month, depending on how many companies you want to audit. If you want to work with my team, our pricing's on our website. Auditing your entire community, your local community, and then actually taking action starts at $200 a month, and then goes up depending on how many locations you have. If you're 5 location, 10 location, 20 location, it starts at $200 a month though for my team to do all the audits, and then for our spam fighting team led by Jason Brown, who is a platinum Google product expert, to do the spam fighting and actually get manual actions taken. Yeah, it starts at $200 a month, but
We have one more question. From your data set, what are the percentages of fake reviews on Google, Yelp, and TripAdvisor?
Yeah. What I can do real quick, because the last thing I want to do is be inaccurate about anything. So if I'm going to click here and I'm going to go moment feed, transparency, fake reviews 4 million. Probably find it real quick. Here we go. So this is the link here. Continue to moment feed. So this is the study that we did. And what I'll do is I'll put this link in the chat if that's okay. Okay, great. Whoa. Hello. It's really small on here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I zoomed down.
Oh, no, it's
Just,
it's okay. See, Control C. Oh, I can't zoom out to here. That's okay. Anyway, this is the link. Like, if you guys want to see our research, if you want to see our published research on the percentage of fake reviews across 4 different platforms, 20 cities and 20 industries, it's on this site, Moment Feed, where we published it. And you can read about it. It's like a 25-page PDF that was really well done by Greg Sterling. So if you guys have heard of him. But off the top of my head, anywhere from 2% fake to 24% fake. Wow. Yeah, 24 I think being the highest.
Yeah, that's the garage door industry.
Yeah, anywhere from 2% fake reviews to 24% fake reviews. So, yeah.
So what's been your biggest success or like fun moment in the first 5 months of
I can't share that. But I'll the one that I can't share, the ones that I can share. Let's see here. Big wins. You know, when I think of big win, I think of beneficence to our society and taking another really big step to solving this problem of online review fraud. And in my opinion, the only way review fraud is going to be addressed is when it hurts people in their wallets, right? Yeah. When the equation is no longer fake reviews equal profit, because that's the equation right now. And it's been that way for a long time. Fake reviews equal profit, right? But now when we can change that equation to fake reviews equal loss, when we can get these administrators and these people who, like, you know, the FTC and the attorney generals, regulators, to really go after fake reviews at scale, that's when, and we've taken great steps to that. So not only in being able to work with these government organizations, but yeah, those are definitely my big wins, is being able to collaborate with the FTC and the Attorney General's office. Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You ever think you'll get into like Amazon reviews? 'Cause those are the ones that are
No. So the question was, are we ever going to get into Amazon reviews? And the answer is no. I like to think he's a friend. His name's Saud Khalifa. He's the CEO of a company called FakeSpot, and they do this for Amazon, eBay, Walmart.com, all e-commerce. We actually recommend FakeSpot. They do a really great job of identifying fake reviews on Amazon. We do local, so just Google, Yelp, you know, the local businesses, and they're never going to touch it. So, yeah. But FakeSpot does a great job with Amazon.
And should the, you know, I see there's the two sides. You know, the FTC fines companies that are buying, you know, fake positive reviews. Should any onus and should there be any fining towards these networks that are, you know, such as Google? I think Google apparently knows AI too. I mean, you're not, you know. And like you said, it's easier for them to not do anything about it because they're printing so much money. So they're not, you know, I would speculate. We'll say they're making a conscious choice that it's not a priority right now. Yeah. Should they perhaps be incentivized through maybe some funds to think about, you know, policing the network? Or?
You know, when you monetize something and you're making money from it, it's my opinion that you should be responsible for it. Section 230 protects all online publishers from user-generated content. right? Content written by unique human individuals. If someone else wrote it, they don't get to have any liability on it, but they get to monetize it. So that's how big tech companies are protected, is by Section 230. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for not falling asleep. Thank you so much for asking such wonderful questions. I had a pleasure spending time with you guys today and just being with you and chatting with you. I hope you found it useful. Again, if anyone else wants to chat, feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn. If you'd like to see my presentation, I don't know if you guys share it, but you're welcome to.
Yeah,
there-
Jordan asked if you would share his presentation after the meeting.
Oh, cool.
So- And I think we do anyways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
That was awesome.
Okay. Thank y'all again for joining. A reminder that speaker pitches are still open for State of Search, and you should get your tickets now before prices come up. But other than that, we'll see y'all next meeting. Let's see.
That was fun.